Zimbabwe, a SADC member, was once the breadbasket of the region, but the country has lost that status. It now has challenges due to its economic policy. Its land reform program had a negative impact, with investors snubbing the country, and the sanctions imposed on former President Robert Mugabe's administration led to a currency shortage. The pressure on the veteran leader to resign mounted. But it was only after he fired his deputy that things changed. People took to the streets. And then the much anticipated media briefing, where many hoped the former president would resign.
Let us all move forward, reminding ourselves of our wartime mantra. Iweneni tinebasa. I thank you and good night. Sorry, one or two places. I hope we can correct that. It's a long speech. Tatenda. Asante sana. Siyabonga.
The hopes of many were dashed, and it was left to the army to calm the nation. The parliamentary impeachment process kicked in. But before it was concluded, the news many had been waiting for. People poured onto the streets in celebration. Emerson Mnangagwa, who was in exile in South Africa, returned to his country and took over the reins. Mnangagwa promised free and fair elections. It has been a difficult journey for many who have been crying out for a better Zimbabwe.
When people are not happy, when a citizenry is not happy, there is nothing that can stand in the way. No matter how stacked up against them things are, citizens will find a way to change their circumstance.
One of the activists and the founding father of the official opposition did not live to see the coming elections. His party also saw a split, but the current leader is optimistic about the future.
President Mugabe is not going to vote ZANU-PF. Not only that, President Mugabe is going to vote for the opposition. And of course, the big question, the jury is still out, which opposition? I suspect is going to vote MDC.
ZANU-PF also had its challenges with the firing of Vice President Joyce Mujuru.
Yes, it's painful because it wasn't a pleasant situation. It wasn't a pleasant life from being a freedom fighter. You come and you work with colleagues whom you take as colleagues. Mind you, I started as just a simple young minister, and I struggled to achieve the education.
The divisions led to some fleeing the country.
A coup took place, and nothing has happened to audit it, so that we have an evidence-based understanding of the implications of the coup. And lastly, if nothing is done to have a fact-finding process in order to then test the readiness and the requirements for free, fair, and credible elections, we will set a dangerous precedent in SADC. Other military generals out there, and there's no shortage of them, will get some fancy ideas to say, if, as we say in Southern Africa, if Zimbabwe did it, why can't Malawi did it? Why can't Zambia did it? Why can't Mozambique did it? And then, in the end, everybody will did it.
The founding father of ZANU-PF is still aggrieved.
Yes, I feel betrayed. shouldn't have gone that way. Betrayed and the country betrayed.
Will the current leader, Emmerson Mnangagwa, turn the situation around?
Every single Zimbabwean who is in the country, every single Zimbabwean who is in the diaspora should be patriotic about his or her country. People have gone out for various reasons. Some went out because there was no employment in the country. Some went out because the quality of skills they have could not be accommodated in this country. Some went out because they had committed the crime. But all are Zimbabweans. So each time I go out, I meet our people in the diaspora. I urge them to come back home and make their contribution at home.
The voters will have the final say when they go to the polls next week. Sophie Mokoena, SABC News, Johannesburg.